plus. Let's draw half our library. That's going to put a couple of counters on this. Exactly 16. Very nice. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good if you ask me. Hello everyone, it's your favorite card crafter. I'm the Control Guy and I'm back with another video for you guys. Today, it's going to be a little bit different. So, I got a request recently to talk about how to play budget Magic or budget Timeless, or in general how to play Arena if you're on a budget. I wouldn't say my advice is the best advice on this, but I can walk you through what I did or what I would do in today's economy, if you will. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be talking about some budget Magic and see how you can play Timeless on a budget, / how you can, maybe build up somewhat of a collection in Timeless, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's get right into it. Right off the bat, I will say, before we even get into the deck tech, I want to show you something real quick, because Timeless isn't necessarily the best format to budget in. First of all, the cards in Timeless are the most powerful cards on Arena, so they're mostly expensive rares and mythics, so that's not a great start. Second of all, yeah, if I just show you real quick. So, if you go to Find Match, if you go to Find Match, actually no, if you go to Events, because events, in my opinion, are the best way to make money on Arena, make gold on Arena, right? Yeah, there's no Timeless event. There's no Timeless event, and there's never been a Timeless event, which is sad. That's really unfortunate. I made most of my collection on Arena by playing Pioneer events, best of one Pioneer events. It gives you buy in with you can buy in with gold. You select a deck. You should probably select your strongest deck, and you just play. And even if you make 0 wins, you get 25 gems for 25,000 gold, which is pretty bad, but not horrible. It's not nothing, right? And if you do manage to get 7 wins, you get 500 gems, 3 packs, and 1 playing point. The playing point doesn't really matter if you don't want to go pro, but I would say the 500 gems, obviously amazing rate. 2,500 gold for 500 gems is amazing. And then you get 3 packs on top of it, which packs are your way of getting wild cards on Arena, because really you can only get wild cards through opening packs. Just go to the packs, just check it, just to show that. So obviously this is how you get guaranteed wild cards. You open packs and you get wild cards eventually. Then in the packs themselves, you have a chance of getting wild cards. So really on Arena, what you want to be doing is you want to be farming your daily missions. You want to re-roll them. I've already done it. If you see a 500 one, you want to re-roll it to a 750 one, and you want to keep farming these. Eventually, you have enough gold to play an event. You play an event and you make money, etc., etc. Me personally, because I'm already so deep down the rabbit hole, I don't play events anymore. I just open packs with my gold. You can do that. It's just going to be slower. It's not as efficient. In fact, the best way to actually make a collection on Arena, in my opinion, is to play drafts and limited. I don't really like the limited format. Say what you will about that. I don't really like limited, especially not on Arena. I do enjoy it with friends in paper. If you have 5 friends over and you just, play some draft, you move the packs around, pick some cards, and then you all play against each other with some wacky decks. That's really fun. On Arena, it's a little bit different. You get put into a draft lobby where you have to draft cards, and if you're unlucky, you just get a bad deck, and then you have to play an event, basically a draft event with those. You can play, I don't know if there is ranked, I'm pretty sure. But I've forgotten how exactly it works because I've just not done it in a while. But I just don't like the fact that you play against people who are in a different draft pod, which I guess for tournament draft it makes sense, but that's just not how I want to experience Magic. It's just it's just a personal opinion, honestly. If you like draft, that's cool. I don't really like the format. I don't really like draft or sealed or whatever. I prefer just constructed. So that's why I don't play draft events. But at least you do have the events for other formats like standard, timeless. If you like alchemy, you can play alchemy events. Crazy to me that there's alchemy events, right? Where is it? There is an alchemy event, right? Yeah, crazy that there's alchemy events, but there's no timeless events. You will not You cannot convince me that there's more Alchemy players than Timeless players. You cannot convince me. Alchemy, by the way, is literally just standard, but with Alchemy, but with digital-only cards. That's not even historic. Like, historic, whatever. Historic, I get it. Like, there's a historic event, that's absolutely fine. But Alchemy, you will not convince me that there's enough Alchemy players to launch these events, but there's not enough Timeless players to launch Timeless events. Whatever, man. That being said, that's how you should be making your gold on Arena in theory. But you can also just farm your dailies and open packs if you really want to. Like, people will tell you, no, don't open packs. It's not that serious. In the end, we're all just opening packs anyway, and that's just how you get your wild cards. That ramble aside, let's get into the deck that I was going to play today. So it's this one right here. So this deck right here, as you can see, I'll go through it card by card, but this deck has no rare wild cards. Apart from one. We cheated a little bit, but it's not technically cheating because every player, as Timeless got made, got a free Timeless Dragon. So that's a free rare that you have in your collection. Just look it up, search Timeless Dragon, you'll find it. It's there. Everyone got it. So yeah, that's the only rare in this entire deck. We are using Laydown Arms, Portable Hole. We're using some cantrips, some counterspells. These are all commons and uncommons from various sets. The deck's win con is Ominous Seas, which is a 2-mana enchantment that whenever you draw a card, you put a counter on it. You can remove 8 counters to make an 8/8. We're combining that with effects like Brain Surge that draw 4 cards and Treasure Cruise that draw 3 cards to hopefully make a bunch of Krakens and just attack your opponent to death while keeping the board clear. Now, on paper this looks fine. The problem is, you're playing watered down effects of already good cards in Timeless. Like, we're playing No More Lives and Dovin's Veto instead of Counterspell and Mana Drain. We're playing Laydown Arms instead of Swords of Plowshares, which means it's sorcery speed and cares about how many planes we have. Our lands are all kind of awkward. They're all tapped lands that enter tapped, or well, I chose these lands here because they have land types, because that's what we need for Laydown Arms. Right, we're playing the MDFCs because those are powerful things that you can do, because Modern Horizons obviously has commons and uncommons, even though it's a powerful set. But one thing you won't see any of, really, is board wipes. Unfortunately, on Arena, well, not on Arena, in Magic, board wipes usually come in at rare. Like, I don't think there is a decent uncommon board wipe. I don't think there is. So the only thing we really have is Magic Foundation's Aetherize, which returns all attacking creatures to their owner's hand, which that's a very temporary solution. And that's going to kill us a lot. Creatures are our nemesis because we can't wipe the board. We can only 1/1 remove things. So yeah, that being said, you could play Mystic Sanctuaries if you want to, but I think if you can't fetch for them, it's not... Well, actually, maybe it is worth it. Maybe it is worth it to play Mystic Sanctuary, because these are all islands, and we have Lórien Revealed. You could think about it. I think I'd rather play Sink into Supers, right? I think so. I think I'd rather play Sink into Super. But yeah, that's the deck. We want to kind of control the game and then resolve on Ominous Seas. It's not a good deck, but it's what you can do with no rare wildcards, okay? And the point here that I'm making is that I'll play a game with this. I'll show you guys how to win with this deck. It's possible to win with a deck like this. You're not going to win a lot, but it's possible. When you play something like this, if you want to play exclusively Timeless, I would again recommend you play something like Explorer, because that format is a little weaker and slower, so it's easier to get away with, like, you know, not as great cards. But yeah, I'd say you play something like this if you really want to play Timeless. You win a little bit, you do your dailies, you get some gold, you open some packs or play some events to get more packs, and eventually you'll get enough wild cards to craft more expensive cards. So that's why this video is going to be a bit different. I'm going to play one game with this, then I'm going to upgrade it, play another game, upgrade it, play another game, and then I'll play the final version of it with maybe fully expensive cards. So yeah, let's see if I can win a game with this no rare, no mythic deck. This is all uncommons and commons. See you in the games. Oh yeah, by the way, this deck could totally play a Kahira, couldn't it? Nope, we have a dragon, never mind. We have Timeless Dragon, it can't. But yeah, Kahira is a rare, so you couldn't even do that anyway, so whatever. I'll see you guys in the games. Okay, so conveniently, the rank queues have also reset, by the way, because it's just become June. So, yeah, we're in gold, so we might as well try to play a budget deck on the ladder, right? Maybe it'll work. This is just a proof of concept that, in theory, you can win with a budget deck on ladder. Obviously, you're not going to get very far with this, but it's not impossible to win. And I think good play does matter a lot as well. But obviously, all your options in a budget deck are going to be weaker than the average thing in the format. So that's why, especially control and budget isn't amazing, but it's okay. Okay, we go first. We have whatever we need. I think this hand is alright. Again, we don't really have mass removal, so we'll just keep this. I think what I'm going to lead on is Sink into Stupor because I want a Minor Misstep. You kind of have to take every chance you can with a deck like this. You can't, like... Obviously, I should play the tap land first, but I think I want to make sure that I can either cycle Lórien Revealed or counter a 1-drop. There we go. We're going to Minor Misstep this. That way they're behind now because they weren't able to resolve their spell. Now I can play this tap land because I don't have a 2-mana spell anyway, so that's fine. Get the tap land out the way. They don't have a play. They probably wanted to cast a 3-drop here. I'm gonna cycle this. I'm just gonna get a basic island here. Right? Or should I get a tap land? I'm gonna get a basic island. And then I'm gonna Brain Surge. Oh, I should have gotten a tap land and Omen of the Seas, but it's fine. End the turn. They do nothing. That's nice. Love to see it. Now they resolve their 3-drop. Create a 1/1 human soldier token. Put 3 counters on target. Okay. Obviously, we're in the budget queues, so people are not going to be playing like the most efficient strategies. But yeah, this is pretty good for us because we have a token answered. I'm going to Brain Surge in the end step because it's more card advantage. Okay, I'm going to put these 2 lands on the bar on top, and then in my upkeep I'm gonna surveil this away with Consider and draw only 1 of them again because I don't want to draw 2 of them. Okay, we have a removal spell in my main phase. I'm gonna play this. I'm just gonna portable hold this token just in case they want to use it for their game plan, and I'm gonna hold up Razor Grass, Ambush, and Omen of the Seas. I'm probably not going to narrate every single turn like this. I just want to walk you through what this could be. Yeah, so this is our first big issue. This is a 4 power, 4-drop. We can't remove it with this, so that's pretty bad for us. And then they just concede. Budget Magic rank, baby. Why did they concede? What? Well, it happens though. Sometimes people just concede. Yeah, they're just playing mono green. That's obviously another thing. Because of the matchmaking randomizer on Arena, if you have no good like cards in your deck, you'll play against other decks with similar wildcard counts. Obviously, they've already shown us 2 rares and a mythic, but in general, their power level should be fairly low. But yeah, thankfully they they just left. I'm pretty sure we were in a pretty bad spot here. We had to. Our only way really of removing this is finding 2 more planes and then playing Lay Down Arms. But if they want to concede, they want to concede. Goodbye. Alright, so you played your budget deck, you won a couple games, you made like maybe 3,000 gold, then you played an event in a format that you have some cards in, or maybe you just kept playing and kept playing and kept playing. Obviously, I can't show you the full process of, making enough gold because that would be a 34-day long video. But that being said, say you've made enough gold to have some wild cards, enough maybe to craft like 8 or so cards. I don't know. Who knows? Some arbitrary number of cards. I'm going to do a little bit of a big jump here because I'm going to add a couple better cards to this deck right now. But what do you craft first for Timeless, right? This is not for Explorer. This is not for Pioneer. This is not for Standard. This is for Timeless specifically. Now I'm just going to give you some information on what I say you want to craft first if you want to play Timeless Control. For Timeless Control, I think the most important thing, almost even before lands, because lands are obviously a very safe thing to craft, right? The fetch lands, the shock lands, those are very safe. I'd always recommend going for lands if you don't know what exactly you want to play. But for Control, I think the first thing you want to craft are Broad Wipes because you don't get them in Uncommon and Common, right? We can replace Mana Drain with Dovin's Veto, even though it's worse. We can replace Source to Plowshares with Lay Down Arms, even though it's worse. There is no good replacement for Board Wipes. Aetherize is going to get you killed a lot because they're just going to recast all their creatures and run you down the next turn. You want Supreme Verdict. So let's take out the Aetherizes and let's craft 2 Supreme Verdicts. There you go. 2 Supreme Verdicts in the deck. And then I'm also going to say you had enough wild cards maybe to upgrade your land base a little bit. And maybe get some Flooded Strands. Maybe you got 4 Flooded Strands and some what's that card called? Maybe 3 maybe 3 Hallowed Fountains and 1 Meticulous Archive. Because then again, this isn't just wild cards, by the way. If you open the right packs, if you open the archive. If you open the right packs, you can also just get lucky and just, you know, draw the card that you want, right? So say you got some rares in your packs, maybe, obviously this is a bad example because you're not really going to be opening, actually, yeah, no, you are going to be opening MH3 packs. Yeah, so say you open MH3 packs because you want to play Timeless. I'd recommend either opening, by the way, also, I'd never even mentioned this. You should open Modern Horizons 3 packs or Strixhaven packs. Strixhaven falling a little bit out of favor because the cards are getting power crept, but Modern Horizons 3 is a very safe pack to open for Timeless control. I wouldn't recommend opening Outlaws of Thunder Junction specifically for mana drain. Just craft those whenever you have wild cards. But yeah. Yeah, I'd say open Modern Horizons 3 or Strixhaven. Strixhaven, obviously, because they have that Mystical Archive slot that's guaranteed. In every Strixhaven pack, you'll get a Mystical Archive slot. So if that slot is a rare, you're likely going to get a playable card in Timeless. Counterspell, Source to Plowshares, Lightning Bolt, Demonic Tutor, Channel. There's so many cards in the archive that are just good that there's a high chance that you'll hit a good one. That's why before MH3, I would always say only open Strixhaven packs. But now that MH3 is out, obviously, I'd say MH3 because there's so many good cards in MH3. You have Psychic Frog. You have, I can't even think of anything right now. But yeah, trust me, there's a lot of good cards in MH3, including the fetch lands. So yeah, the fetch lands I think is one of the most important things as well for Timeless. But yeah, so yeah, Strixhaven or MH3. And let's say also, because those are only rares, let's say you maybe had 1 mythic wildcard and you can afford 1 mana drain. And this is kind of how it goes. You kind of like slowly, obviously you want 4 mana drains in your control deck, right? But you kind of just slowly but surely keep, you know, iterating over the deck and you just keep making it better and better and better. So let's play basically the same deck, but now we have a better mana base and we have Supreme Verdicts. Also, now that we have fetch lands, I would say we take out the Sink into Supers and add Mystic Sanctuaries. Mystic Sanctuary is a common land, so you should have all of those if you need, because common wildcards are easy to come by. You just get them all the time. So yeah, let's add Mystic Sanctuaries. So now we have a more promising looking mana base. And yeah, I'd say that should be okay. You don't even technically need this many Hallowed Fountains. You can still rock the original tap lands. Actually, just for proof of concept, I'm gonna actually do that. I'm gonna take out 1 Hallowed Fountain so that it's less wild cards. I'm gonna put in a I do not remember what they're called. I'm just gonna have to search them up manually. Let's put back in maybe the snow one. This one, Glacial Floodplain. Let's put back in the Glacial Floodplain because this is fetchable because it's a plains island, so you can fetch it with with Flooded Strand. So let's keep that. Oh, hold on, pause. My deck had 61 cards. How did this even get in here? What the hell? Well, this creature enters if you cast it, and okay, get out of here. Opponent goes first. I have double Minor Misstep. Minor Misstep is not great on the draw because when you have your first land in play, they're already playing their 2-drop. So you actually, on the draw, you prefer Spell Snare. On the play, you prefer Minor Misstep. So I'm going to probably mulligan this hand. This hand it has a fetch land, but it has basic planes as well, so it's just not that good. This hand is also pretty bad, but at least it can find a white land, so I'll keep it. I guess I'm putting back maybe either Ice Out or Veto. Probably Ice Out. Hard counter. So turn 1 I played this, fetch get a shock land. Yeah, Ice Out goes, because then I can Veto 2 turns in a row. Yeah, not looking great, but Polluted Delta is definitely a land we would rather see. Let's see what they're playing here. Undercity Sewers. Okay. Buried Alive. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. We're going to be a turn too slow here. Swamp. Just Narcomoeba. Okay, they're playing Self-Mill? Okay. Sure. Narcomoeba isn't too scary on its own. I'm gonna get my Hallowed Fountain because I want a untapped white land. Play that. So now we can Dovin's Veto anything they want to play. Well, any non-creature spell they want to play. If they just play like a Bloodgust, that's obviously not something we can counter. Shock. I'm probably likely gonna just veto anything they cast here. Apart from Grief, that's not something I'm allowed to veto, unfortunately. So Grief is gonna resolve here. They pitch another Buried Alive. Jesus, how many of these do you play? Oh, we have double vetoes, so it's not like they can take it off of us. Okay. I have double veto here, so they can't just reanimate. That's not something they can just do. Take one of the vetoes. And then they probably try to scam it, which in response I'm just going to veto that. Sacrifice. Okay. Well, the question is, what is in their hand that they want 6 mana for, right? I think I would rather counter the sacrifice and not find out. Even though I suspect they probably have a Buried Alive in their hand. So I'm going to counter the sacrifice here. That might be a misplay. I just don't want to find out. I don't want to know what they have in their hand. Okay, there was a stop in my upkeep, interestingly. Gonna cycle Lórien for another land. I'm gonna kill this. Let's see what they want to do. Yeah, just hard cost Buried Alive, sure. I knew they'd have another one. But what are you getting? Grizzlebrand, Atraxa, and a Horseman. Sure, I'm gonna put Veto on top. Just in case they go for like a Reanimate or something. And I'm gonna hold the Consider. I'm just gonna go to my turn. I don't need to do anything. I'm gonna pass turns again. I have the Veto in my hand. Shock. Dark Ritual. Sure, you can have Dark Ritual. Oh shit, actually, if that's like... This could be a Grizzlebrand, so I'm actually going to counter the second Dark Ritual. I don't want them to control 7 cards using their life total. Their hand could be a Grizzlebrand here, that's why I'm not letting them Dark Ritual again. I'm going to consider Trailer Cruise, that's a good one. Consider is free. Minor Misstep. That is pretty good, even though they have used a bunch of Dark Rituals. But sacrifice my Dark Ritual. I think Minor Misstep is going to be good enough here. Yeah, I'll keep it. Consider goes to the graveyard, and then I Treasure Cruise. Cruise away. Draw some cards, very nice. Then I can play Ominous Seas as well. Set up for the future. And we won. Oh my goodness. Took me a while to win, to be very honest with you, but this is the reason why it took me a while to win is because I suspect that the amount of rare cards we put in our deck, especially because we did the land base, the MMR, the matchmaking randomizer, I'm pretty sure it saw that and was like, this deck is good enough for average decks, and then put us up against average decks, which was not great. Not great. But yeah, it's time for the next upgrade. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, so you've been winning a little bit, and you started to, you know, get some good wins. You started, like, maybe got some gold, done your daily quests. By the way, fun fact, I'd recommend, don't even try hard or anything for your daily quest. just make a 60 card pile of the cheapest colored cards you can. Like, for example, let me quickly just show you. This right here is my red spells deck. This is just a pile of 1 mana spells and 2 mana card draw cards in red. That is what, and I play this in the Pioneer play queue. Whenever I have a challenge to cast red spells, I just play this deck. And I'm telling you, 3 games and you get your 750 gold. It's that simple. You don't always win. It's not built to win. It's literally just built to play Magic while just playing as many red spells as possible. So yeah, that's what you can do. I didn't craft a single card for this. These are all, I only got these from pack openings. And yeah, you just throw together all your cards for one color. You can do the same for green, white, black even. I'd say blue is harder because blue you'll just get stumped and you won't make it to turn 4. But with all these colors combo color things, right? Color challenges, you just play these and you just get your free money. That being said, you've sunk some more hours into Magic the Gathering Arena. You've made more wild cards. You have a bunch of rares now that you want to put into Timeless and make a viable Timeless deck. You have some Mythic cards as well. What are the first cards you want to craft? So right off the bat, I'll tell you this as your content creator of choice in Timeless. If you want to play Control, you can never ever go wrong with. You can never go wrong with the One Ring. You just can't go wrong. This card will make your deck better. Like, straight up, it just straight up adds percentage points to any deck you're playing it in. The One Ring is just what you want to be doing. It's just that good. Honestly, it is. Ironically, it also kind of synergizes with our strategy overall here anyway, with Ominous Seas. But yeah, we're going to say you've been playing for a while now and you have more rare mythic wild cards, like enough to have some mana drains now. Some mana drains, some One Rings. Your mana base is also looking a lot better. You can afford to take out all of these weirdos and play some actual good lands. Let's just adjust that real quick. There we go. Get some Polluted Deltas. Just to quickly check the land count in the deck. We're playing 19 land. That's actually not enough. We want to change that. When you have the One Ring, you don't need Treasure Cruise anymore. Trust me. So we're gonna up that a little bit, and then maybe play 2 basic islands. So now we're at 21 lands, 3 Lórien Revealed. That should be okay. And yeah, let's say you have some more rares as well, so you don't have to play Lay Down Arms anymore. You can actually afford swords now. Maybe you open some Strixhaven packs and you just got Swords to Plowshares. That can very much happen to you. Let's take out the portable hulls and replace them with some. Maybe you were playing Ixalan standard. Maybe you're playing draft and you played Ixalan, right? Let's add some Get Lost to the deck. So yeah, nothing too crazy. The deck identity is still pretty much the same. We're still trying to cast Ominous Seas and draw a bunch of cards, but now we have the One Ring, which is, I think you should craft this first with your mythics. Just craft with the One Rings. The One Ring fixes any deck, I'm telling you. Yeah, the One Ring, then you craft have some mana drains. I'm jumping a little far into the future here. Maybe mana drain is a little far-fetched. But yeah, what else do I want to do quick? I think I want to change. Let's see. I'm thinking here because I think we don't really need Omen of the Sea anymore. Maybe instead of Omen of the Sea, we can do something else. I wish I was like a cantrip that just drew a bunch of cards, you know, like Brainstorm. So okay, I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna jump ahead of here. I'm gonna say you have enough wild cards to make craft Brainstorms instead of Omen of the Seas. And yeah, this is still our deck here. We're pretty much looking like a pretty good deck at this point already. I think the only cards I would replace now are like maybe Ice Out. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. I think actually we're gonna switch Ice Out. Actually, I think I'd prefer Veto to Ice Out. Let's keep maybe 1. No, we're gonna switch that. Switch the bunch of spells. Veto. We're gonna play Devil's Veto. I like that, and then we're gonna play 1 Spell Snare. This is also an uncommon. Counterattacks for mana value 2. We're just going to play one of those. Okay, so yeah. We're looking like a pretty decent deck already, honestly. Like, I think this is the second upgrade, and we're already looking pretty good. Obviously, I added a bunch more rares, like I added all the fetch lands. I added a bunch of mythics with Boom's Veto and Mana Drain, and then obviously Swords and Brainstorm. But hey, I mean, that's just the natural progression, right? This is how you slowly get to a deck, and now we're kind of looking almost like you could look at this and say this is a control guide video about Ominous Seas, right? Like, this deck doesn't look too far-fetched. But yeah, we're still, like, obviously playing our bunch of options like Doman's Veto. And yeah, we'll get to that in the last upgrade. But let's play a game with this deck right now and see how we do with this version. Okay, actually, one change I'm going to make before we jump into the games is I kind of decided that Mana Drain might be a little too expensive. Having 8 Mythics right off the bat might be a lot. Even though I will argue that you accumulate Mythics more than you accumulate rares, because the bulk of important cards like lands and stuff and board wipes are all rare, whereas Mythics are just select few cards in your deck. So I'm gonna, just for the argument's sake, keep it at 1 Mana Drain and put Counterspell in instead. That's a Xounder spell, that's not what I meant to spell. I'm gonna put Counterspell, 3 Counterspells in instead. But yeah. Alright, well, this hand is pretty good against creature decks. This hand is pretty good against creatures. Not so great against anything else, but I think we will keep it because, again, it has 2 lands. I can get Surveil lands. Maybe they're on Boros. Who knows why they're playing a blue fetch land. Please don't be on Dimir. They're on Dimir. Damn it. Because I have so many counterspells, so many removal spells, I am going to kill this Deathrite right now. I'm just going to kill it. While I can. I have so many removal spells. It's going to be worth it in the end. Let them not cheat on mana. Pass a turn. That's good for me. I also pass a turn. Brainstorm. I could Minor Misstep this, but that's not worth it, trust me. You don't want to Minor Misstep a Brainstorm. Like, unless it's like a top deck or something, but not in this situation. Alright, they can fetch. That's fine. Opponent has made that decision. Land. Are you going to do anything else this turn? Nope. Okay, well, I'll fetch a Surveil land. That resolved, nice. Land on top. The One Ring. Gonna have to bin that, I need mana. That's a land. Cycle Lórien Revealed. I'm just gonna put an island into play. I don't want to hurt myself anymore. Bowmaster? Wait, what's my opponent up to over there? Yeah, Bowmaster, okay. I can either counter this Bowmaster and let them do whatever they want on their turn, or I could source a Plowshare as the Bowmaster. I could also just wait and Supreme Verdict everything. I can One Ring next turn. I think I like countering their Bowmaster and tapping out. That way they are priced into tapping out on their turn because they get to cast whatever spells they want. And then I can maybe resolve a One Ring. I would have been guaranteed to resolve a One Ring next turn, well, or at least cast it if I had a Mana Drain there instead of Counterspell. But that's just the cuts you make for the budget, right? That's just how it is. At least I could counter the Bowmaster because that was Counterspell, not Dovin's Veto or Negate. Shock. Into what, like a Psychic Frog or something? Or what have you got? Thought sees me. Probably gonna take my One Ring. Highly likely gonna take my One Ring. But then again, as a Lurrus deck, you need to play creatures to win, right? So, yeah, playing Psychic Frog into double Counterspell seems a little stupid to me. And I drew another ring, so I'll take that. Let's Swords the Frog. It's just gone. Shouldn't have played it, to be honest, until you can protect it, but you do you. Now they can try and Thoughtseize me again or something. I don't know. Let's see. We shall see. Opponent is thinking. Thoughtseize me again. I'll obviously Minor Misstep that. Then you count on my Minor Misstep. Nope, you let that resolve. Okay. Who is messaging me? Brainstorm. Oh, they want to Thoughtseize me again. God, they have nothing better to do with their life, huh? Okay, you want to be top decking against me? Sure. If you're that curious, yes, I did draw another One Ring. It's not like I would have been able to cast it anyway because I didn't draw land. All right, what do you have there? What are your Brainstorm cards? Let's see them. A Psychic Frog into my removal spell. Exiled. Counterspell, that's pretty nice. I'm gonna counter Lurrus if they want to cast it. They don't want to try cast it. Okay. Is there even a card I want back on top? Actually, I kind of want Counterspell on top. Because this is going to make them think, okay, now I have to cast Lurrus. So they're going to just go for a Lurrus cast here. Because they don't want it to get countered. And then I'm going to have the Counterspell anyway. Then I'm going to have the Counterspell anyway. And if they counter back, I have a removal spell. They don't have a counter back. Okay. Cool. I mean, I could have just Supreme predicted anything that Lurrus brought back anyway, but that's fine. Orcish Bowmasters, that's fine. That's alright. I mean, you know that I have this Verdict, so that's also just not a great play. Unless they have exactly Thoughtseize Psychic Frog right here. If they have exactly Thoughtseized Frog, that would have been good, but they don't, so... Okay, we'll play a tap land. We're gonna get our Surveyor land with that. Psychic Frog, that's fine, that resolves. Source of Plowshares. That's like their third Frog in exile now. Meticulous Archive. Gonna bin a land. Lórien Revealed. Now the question is, will they have another Bowmaster? Do I want to give him another turn? I think I'm just gonna cast this. Yep. Good thing I did. Play this. Pass a turn. Cycle a Zagoth Triumph. Sure. Play a land. Ah, the discussing that. This is my last One Ring in the deck, by the way, so I do have to be a little careful. I might die to this One Ring, but I will be drawing a card off of it. Put a... probably just Counterspell back on top. Don't think I can lose if I draw into Counterspells. I don't think I have a way of breaking my own ring. So I do have to find a win con quickly. Mystic Sanctuary, what are you going to even put on top? Brainstorm? Sure. I'll probably counter that Brainstorm, because that's like a desperation Brainstorm. Lórien? Nah. Nah. I'm the only one with cards. Lose a life, draw some cards. I'm gonna consider Ominous Seas. There it is. Play Ominous Seas. Gonna end step Brainstorm because I can. Another Ominous Seas. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Put 3 counters on Ominous Seas. Looks like we are gonna win this one. Nice. Lose 2. Do have to win pretty soon though. So let's play this second Ominous Seas. Let's fetch a fetch this. Oh, I can swords to Plowshares my own. Okay, I can swords one of my Krakens later on. That might be something I might have. I think I'm going to play for the future. I think I am going to do that. I'm going to get swords so that I can swords one of my Krakens if I need to. Okay, then they're going to Brainstorm. Do you know what? I'm going to counter this Brainstorm. Even that sounds super aggressive, but I want to win the game, and I'm in a spot where I'm about to win the game. So I'm just going to counter the Brainstorm. There we go. Draw a Mana Drain. That's pretty good. Ouch. Oh, another Ominous Seas. Great. Ominous Seas 1 ring. Wombo combo. On their end step, I'm going to remove those. I'm going to discard Supreme Verdict because I'm never going to wipe the board for the rest of this game. And they're dead. Remove counters. Remove counters. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you win with Ominous Seas. Move to combat. Attack for 18. Multiple counterspells in hand. Nope.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Wow.
Shit, I'm saying.
Wow. Honestly, I've never seen Ominous Seas pop up like this. Again, took me a while to win, because obviously, deck is still not in the optimal case, but hey, that was a pretty cool game, right? And yeah, that's my point with the One Ring makes any deck good. Like, the One Ring can make anything work. So yeah, just play the One Ring in your decks and you should be fine. Alright, let's upgrade the deck one last time. Alright, so you've been playing, you've been grinding, and now you can just afford pretty much anything you want. You can pretty much fully craft your first real timeless deck. And you know what? Just for the flavor, I'm going to keep it an Ominous Seas control deck. I'm going to call it Blue-White Seas. And yeah, let's just fully kit this out with how I would play or build this deck. So first of all, Dovin's veto is too narrow. We're going to play Mana Drain because Mana Drain just counters any spell, not just non-creature, and it gives you mana, so that's just amazing. Timeless Dragon can go. We don't need that anymore. Instead, we're going to bring in some Teferis. 2 of these. These can bounce our One Rings. Also are better against opposing control decks. We're going to take maybe one stock up out of the deck. Stock up is a spell that's actually pretty good, but it's kind of slow sometimes, so you actually don't really want it. I'm actually going to take this stock up out and put a Dig Through Time instead. Dig Through Time, basically just stock up for 2 mana and seize more cards because we can fill our graveyard. Stock up is very good, but Dig Through Time obviously is the OG spell that's like that. What else would I change? We no longer really need Consider. I'd say Consider can go. Instead of Consider, we can play Tamiyo, which can just ultimate and go crazy. And I guess we can play a Jace as well, if you like him. I think this Jace might be a little underpowered now, but you can play him. I will then change a little bit about the board wipes as well, I think. I think I want to take out the Spell Pierce and then take out maybe one counter spell and both the Get Losts for some Solitudes. Oh, that's Solitude. Some Solitudes, because these let you just destroy, kill any creature, can also attack in the late game, and are really good, like Lifelinkers, just in a great alternate win condition. And then, anything else? I think I want one more board wipe in the deck. This is what I'll end up doing a lot. Actually, yeah, no. I'm not going to cut the Ominous Seas. I'm actually going to cut the Jace. I'm going to cut the Jace again. I'm going to add another board wipe. And I think I want a 3-mana board wipe, or maybe a Wrath of the Skies. Even though Wrath blows up your tokens. Actually, no, I'm going to go with Split Up. That's not how you spell that, man. I'm going to go with 1 Split Up so that we have 3 board wipes. And yeah, this would be what you would see on the Control Guide channel as the Ominous Seas control deck, right? So we have a good board wipe suite, we have our win condition, we have some alternate win conditions like Tamiyo and Solitude, we have One Ring, so we can bounce them with Teferi. Teferi shuts up opposing counterspell decks. You can also cast your sorcery speeds at instant speed with this. We have good counterspells, and yeah, that's this would be what you would see on the Control Guide channel as a control deck. So let's run one last game with this fully upgraded and finalized version of our originally completely no rare budget list. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Alright, we go first. No, opponent goes first, but we have removal and counterspells. We have 2 Mystics. I think I can mulligan once if I want to. Yeah, I will. This is better. Keep. Do I put away an Ominous Seas or the Tamiyo? Or the Split Up? I think I put away... I would really regret playing against Boris if I put the Split Up away. But I think you're going to put the Split Up away. Or maybe Ominous Seas is just a later problem. Maybe Ominous Seas is for later. Yeah, Ominous Seas is for the late game. We can combo kill with Ominous Seas with the One Ring and stuff. Okay, they are just playing Orzhov. Sure. Dark Ritual. What you got, buddy? Sorin. Sure. Nothing I can do about that. Oh, you're plussing Sorin? Oh, okay. Do we still have Get Lost? We removed the Get Lost, didn't we? Okay, we don't have Planeswalker removal anymore. That's a little bit of a shame. Solitude's pretty good, though. I think I want to hold up a counterspell. Or should I just Tamiyo and hold up Lórien Revealed with Swords to Plowshares Solitude? I think, you know, never mind. I'm gonna, because they have Sorin already, so whatever. I'm just gonna hold up Swords to Plowshares, Solitude, and this thing. Lórien Revealed. They drew the vampire off the top, sure. What the hell is that? Ward, discard a card. Hell yeah, I'm gonna discard a card. What's this? Whenever this creature enters, it becomes day. It can't become night. Your opponent can't cast spells mana value greater than the number of turns they have begun. I hate alchemy so much, dude. What is that wording? Okay, so this wants me to discard a card. Sure. Comes day. Actually? I could wipe all untapped creatures, but they're gonna kill Tamiyo with this guy, right? That's a shame. I could attack with Tamiyo if they're dumb enough to not block. But they would always block Tamiyo, so there's no point in doing that. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna kill this, discarding counterspell. Gonna get an island. I'm gonna attack. Shoot, I can't cast Solitude because I've not. Oh, I hate alchemy so much. I hate alchemy so much. Okay, I can't cast Solitude because I've not started 5 turns. That's a punt. That's gonna suck. That's fine. They get this a couple more turns. That sucks a little bit. I should have swords this. I should have swords this and then Solitude the other thing. I forgot that I'm not gonna be allowed to Solitude that. So whatever. That's unlucky. That's unlucky. Yep, put a counter on it. Oh, it's not a vampire. They don't put a counter on it. Right, they only gain life. Okay, that's fine. It's not as bad as I thought. That screw you, dude. Screw you. You and your you want to play one-sided board wipes? Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. I'll show you how to play one-sided board wipes. Wait, never mind. Wait, it's turn 4. I can play the One Ring. Yeah, screw you. Screw you. I can play the One Ring. Yeah, it's turn 4. That's right, and next one I can play Solitude, so I'm chilling. Chill, bruh. I'm chill. I'm chilling. Draw some cards. I'm just gonna play Solitude. I can flip Tamiyo. I can swords it and then flip Tamiyo. I think that's probably better. Play Tamiyo. If they try something else, swords it. Swords this. If they try something, I'll flip Tamiyo. Oh, look, it became night. I discarded a counterspell, right? Alright, let's lock this game up. Put that on top. Attack with Tamiyo. I just ended the turn. Okay, whatever. I don't want to win. 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 Okay, I just ended the turn. Let's draw some cards. Flip Tamiyo like this. That works for me. I don't even need to counter this, actually. Hold on. This contact activated is probably active. Sure, I'm re-ringing anyway, so I don't even need to counter that. Sure. My turn. Ouch. I could have bounced it back to my hand. I had so many options there. Plus... I guess I'm allowed to do this. Is there a card in my graveyard that I want? No. So I'll get basic island. Oh, they found another vampire. That's good for them. Oh, so they do play Saint Elenda. Get that out of here. I guess they're Orzhov, so they're actually able to play whatever they want here. That's pretty cool. But they're gonna make the mistake of getting that thing, Fate's Feathers. That's a mistake. Sure. Teferi. Yeah, bounce my One Ring. Put your fates in the graveyard. Plus, play Ominous Seas. This actually works for me. Now I don't take damage from my ring. Yeah, plus your guy. That's fine. Brainstorm. This is just for the counters, by the way. Gonna Brainstorm. Gonna put Brainstorm. I'm not even thinking anymore. I'm just casting spells. If I'm being honest, I'm just casting spells. Oh, I already had made a land drop. That's fine, I'll discard the one ring. I don't need the ring anymore. Archon, sure. Solitude. Make a token. My turn. Plus. Let's draw half our library. That's gonna put a couple of counters on this. Exactly 16. Very nice. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good if you ask me. Pretty cool game plan. Sure, Brainstorm. Us. It's daytime. I cast multiple spells. Sorin? Nah, I'm good. That all you got, opponent? Brainstorm. Put any 2 cards back, it really doesn't matter. That's a lot of triggers. Doesn't matter. As long as I don't draw my deck and die, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I put back, by the way. I have half my deck in my hand. They're not winning this game. I think they should know that they're dead by now. Like, it should be pretty obvious that they're dead.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big.
That's 6 8/8s.
Boom!
Boom, 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 boom. They're dead. Easy game. And yeah, obviously, the minute you actually upgrade your deck to be a viable timeless deck with like the good control packages and all the good high value cards, winning will just come naturally. Like, you'll just start winning naturally. I think this deck is one of those decks that like you can just win with. You'll have a more than 50% win rate, so you can just take this deck all the way up to Mythic if you want. So yeah, see you in the post-game chat. And we are back for the post-game chat. Forgive me, the last game was with the wrong camera mode. I've been switching between throughout the video, so I just forgot to do it. I'm really sorry. And yeah, as you can see, the minute you just have your stable cards, you will just start winning. You could go all the way to Mythic with this. Bear in mind, at the end of every season, actually let me show you quickly, you do get ranked rewards at the end of every season. For Mythic, you get 5 packs, 1,000 gold, and 2 card styles. But yeah, you just want to aim for, like, you want to just aim to have at least silver, so you get 500 golds and 500 gold in 1 pack every month. It's just more free stuff, but the higher rank you get, obviously, the more free stuff you actually end up getting. It does cap out at 1,000 gold, so I'd recommend trying to grind for gold so that you get the 1,000 gold. That's what really matters here. And then the packs are just nice bonus, nice little extra, because again, every pack contributes to your free wildcard. Even the ones you get for free will contribute to that free wildcard wheel that lets you get rare and mythic wildcards. So yeah, let's go back to the deck. That being said, yeah, we ended up in a cool little Ominous Seas combo deck, combo control deck, where we control the game out, and then we just draw a bunch of cards from Ominous Seas, make a bunch of 8/8s, and attack our opponent to death. Pretty cool stuff. Ominous Seas, obviously, cool card that you can, like, I like the wording. Modern Magic cards would probably say activate only as a sorcery, you already know that, but this can activate on your opponent's end step, effectively giving the tokens haste, which is pretty nice. And yeah, you just beat them down with 8/8s. That being said, yeah, not much more from me here. I'm going to open a bunch of packs here just to show you how it looks when you open a ton of packs, and yeah, that's all for this deck. I hope you enjoyed the deck. I hope you enjoyed this little, more of like a guide, kind of a step through of how like it feels to play budget Magic. Honestly, I'll say budget timeless is quite miserable. If you have to be like, you have to have the right skin to play this stuff. You have to like be willing to go through grindy, you have to grind. You have to be willing to grind. If you have to play Magic pretty much every day, so you get your daily quests. You have to start playing events, start opening packs, start like getting in there. If you're willing to do that, if you're willing to put the time in, and honestly, it's not even that bad. Honestly, Magic isn't even the main game I play. I play mostly other video games, and I'm still able to maintain a decent Magic the Gathering economy. Like, as you can see, literally right now, I have 8,000 gold, which is decent, and I have some rares and mythics. I don't have anything I want to craft right now, but if I did, I could, right? So yeah, and my uncommon wildcards are only so low because I am going for every single card in Modern Horizons 3. But yeah, that being said, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of more like educational style video. If you want to see more on something like this, maybe less of like from budget to good deck, and more of like my deck building process in general. That's something I was also kind of thinking of doing. But yeah, let's open some packs and see how it goes. Also, bear in mind when you're getting packs, you can be optimal and get standard set packs to get the golden pack. They added this with New Capenna, but I would recommend just opening the pack that you want. The golden pack, I'll show you in a minute, is usually not that worth it. So yeah, I'm just going to spend all my money on packs, which you shouldn't be doing. You should be playing events if you really want to grind out the economy, but I'm going to do it anyway. Alright, so today we have a bunch of packs. Just going to show you how it looks, kind of. So yeah, this is why, in my opinion, the golden pack isn't necessarily worth it. Obviously, it gives you track progress over here, which is pretty good. But look at this. I'm literally going to get, like, I'm going to open these, and they're going to be cards that I'm never going to play. I'm never going to play any of these. The closest card to playable that I see right here is Doppelgang in a Doppelgang combo deck, and I'm not the type of person to play that. So these golden packs are okay. They only drop mythics and rares, which is nice for set collection, I suppose. Sometimes you get a cool rare land out of it, which is nice. You can get good hits in this, but is it really worth it to buy only standard packs if you're playing timeless just for this? Probably not. And then out of the standard packs, I'm just going to open them all so you see what you get. You get obviously the progression here, which is really nice. So I just got a free rare wildcard. And then in here, we got a free mythic wildcard. And that can just happen. That is just really lucky. You love to see that. That's how you get your extra mana drains and your extra one rings, because you just get a random mythic wildcard. So yeah, as I remember, I started with, I think, 1 mythic and 2 rares. We're already up to 2 mythics and 3 rares, which is really nice. And we still have some packs to go. So let's open all these packs. Okay, no mythic in here, which is unfortunate. But again, we got another stack here. So we got another free rare wildcard. When we open these, I already own all the good Modern Horizons 3 cards, so I'm already getting the clunk that's left, obviously. But you could totally see Psychic Frog here. You could see Tamiyo. You could see Ajani, Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride. You can see some really good cards in here. So I already own them all, but this is how you would get them. And yeah, look at our wildcards. We literally doubled our wildcards just from opening, what, 9 packs? And that's like, we got a little lucky, yes, but 9 packs, that's basically 9 days of playing Magic. Because every day, if you play out all your missions, hold on, let me go back to the home. If you play out your daily quest and all of these, because these give you gold as well, if you play them out, you will get pretty much on average enough money to get a pack every day. I don't know, I didn't do the math. I don't know if it's exactly 1,000 gold, but especially if you have a 750 over here, you will have enough money after the first win of the day to get a pack. So after 9 days, you can have 1 mythic wildcard and 2 rare wildcards, and you just keep that going for a couple of months. You will have a deck, or you'll have multiple decks that you want to play. So yeah, that's literally it. And yeah, that being said, yeah, again, I hope you enjoyed this more like educational video. Don't know when it'll come out. I'll probably spend most of tomorrow editing this, and then it might come out tomorrow. I will be gone. I will be home for a couple days after, so I'm gonna try and get this out by tomorrow. But yeah, if you did like this, let me know in the comments. If you didn't like this and just want to see more high stakes gameplay, let me know. Obviously, I gotta climb out of gold because I'm kind of, Control Guy's kind of on the fraud watch. People think I'm a fraud for being in for uploading Platinum and Diamond gameplay. But yeah, that being said, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked it. If you did, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Good old YouTuber stuff. At 1,000 subs, I will be making a Discord, and I'll be dressing up as Teferi and doing some fun stuff in town. Maybe not in town. Maybe I'll just play some historic brawl or something. But yeah, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm the Control Guy, and I bid you all farewell. Peace.